Hello, it is Ryan Patton from LiverpoolEcho, and I am joined by legendary chef Mr. Paul Askew. Paul, we're at the Weights lunch today. Just tell us about your involvement with the Jockey Club.
So we're here today. We're delighted that we just completed 3 years contract with the art school at Aintree, which is in the Topham House, right on the parade ring, for those who don't know. And we're just signed for another 3 years, so we're here to celebrate that. And of course, the Weights lunch is a way of launching it, and we're all getting excited and finding out about the horses. But for me, it's about, oh right, okay, let's get a feel for this. And I need to finish my menus as well, so it's, yeah.
Obviously, the Grand National is such a luxurious, glamorous event. How would you sort of cater for that? Because obviously then you've got a responsibility to, give a fine dining experience almost.
Yeah, so what we do, it's called the Art School at Aintree for a reason. So we literally, our tasting menu and wine flight and all the service that we give there is transported into the Topham House. The Jockey Club have done an amazing fit out. They've used all our colour schemes and our artwork, and it also nods to the history of the Topham House as well. But for me, it's about showing off local ingredients and local people. We work with all the colleges, we bring apprentices through at the art school, and it's about showing the best of Merseyside, the best of Liverpool City region on a plate, as well as through the people and the hospitality. So for me, it's a celebration of the greatest race on the planet, and now I've got to put world-class Liverpool hospitality around that and give people a big wow. That's what we're after, yeah.
Obviously, Merseyside is a place close to your heart. As you said, you want to put Merseyside on a plate. It's been sort of a big talking point today, is how Merseyside hasn't had any Michelin-starred restaurants. What's your verdict on that? Are we disappointed to see that? Or?
I think, there's always an element of disappointment because we all believe that we're ready for a Michelin star in the city. I'd like to see 2 or 3 personally, not just one. The fact that the city's never had one always plays on people's minds, and we all get a bit paranoid. Is it a bit of postcode snobbery? Is it this? Is it that? And I'm not standing here saying that for 1 minute. I think, it will come, and we just have to keep pushing hard, keep working. The city's developing an incredible race, has done for the last 15, 20 years. I think the thing that has derailed us a little bit is COVID and the current financial crisis. But I think they have to have a belief in the city that we can sustain this sort of hospitality. And I believe we can. I've believed that right from day one. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done the art school. But, for me, one of the mission statements was to be that sort of trailblazer and try and push independent restaurants doing something amazing. And I still believe it will come. But, of course, there's an element of disappointment and it feels like we're overlooked. But when you look at how long it took Manchester to get the first one, it was over 40 years. Yeah. Now they've got 2. So Scoff got another one last night. And we'll be there. We're just playing a little bit of catch-up, unfortunately. But
so you're optimistic it will happen eventually?
I am. Do you know what? There's so many lovely restaurants that are popping up here and there. Sadly, as I've said, because of the financial climate, there's also some disappearing. Yeah. And I think all I would say I'd urge people, keep supporting your local independents. They need you right now. I know it's tough out there for everybody. But if we want to see this come to fruition, we've got to support these places, so...
How difficult is it for yourself to sort of, as you said, operate in a sort of challenging landscape of the cost of living crisis, raising fees and etc.?
Well, the difficulty is because, as we know, when we go and do our own shopping for home, you fill a barrow at the supermarket or whatever, it's 50, 60 quid more than it used to be, and possibly going up a bit more. Then you've got energy, you've got mortgage rates up and down, so disposable income is tough. So what we're seeing in the city, and this I'm speaking across the board, not just for art school, is you're seeing the midweek trade and the early evening trade maybe drop off a little bit, but then the weekends and the private dining and the events are still very strong. And I think the problem that we've all got is that even though people are still coming out and spending money, the profitability in all these restaurants has dropped because further taxation. Obviously, we've got the NI thing coming up. We've got more increase in wages. Now, those should be great things, and those should be things that we celebrate. But they have to remember that the businesses have to be able to afford to pay those things. Of course I want my staff to have more money. Of course I do, because they work hard. But it's not a level playing field at the moment, and I think they're going to have to readdress it. Otherwise, we're going to have big trouble in a city like Liverpool that is so visitor economy led and so hospitality led. 48% of the business rates payers are in those industries. It's our lifeblood, So it's going to affect this city more than most, unfortunately. Yeah.
You've done a lot to raise standards in Liverpool with the dining scene. Is there anything sort of that makes Liverpool unique, would you say, that separates them from other cities in terms of the diners, or what you've got to cater for a Scouse crowd?
Yeah. Well, do you know what? The first thing is it's people. I know that might sound like an old cliche, but there is nothing like the warmth of hospitality from Liverpudlians. Across the board, we are the friendliest city in the world. There's no doubt about that. And my job, I think, has been sort of making sure that the friendliness is also matched with technical skill and knowledge of wine, knowledge of gastronomy, and I think we've added that over the years, and I think now that you're seeing that in lots of other restaurants as well. So our standards have crept up over the years, and there's nothing that gives me greater pleasure, believe me, than putting out world-class food with world-class service from Liverpool, especially to people who pop and see us from the southeast, and changing perceptions, because there's still a lot of very negative thoughts out there about our city, and I'm really not a fan of that. We need to change that, you know. So
just one final one from me. We know that the Askew is great, but no self-nominations, right? What is the best restaurant in Liverpool and the best dish, or your favourite?
Yeah, I couldn't. It's very hard for me to pick one out and say, oh, that's the best. This is it. One of my favourite things is probably. And I am going to choose one of the dishes from the art school, because I can't really knock, can I?
I mean, I'm banning this, but okay.
But at the moment we have this incredible Staunton belted Galloway beef dish on, which is pavé de boeuf, and we slow braise the ox cheek, and we take a little separate muscle from the rump, and the beef is from 10 miles away on the Wirral, and it's on somebody's plate, you know, in Liverpool, which I really get a kick out of. But the slow process of cooking the cheek and the way we treat the beef, it's something special. So
sounds fantastic.
I might even do a version for that for Aintree. We'll see. We'll have a look at that. Yeah.
Paul, thanks so much for your time. That was great. Cheers. Thank you.